All right, Shalom. First and
Shalom.
foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor, which is due unto Yahweh, Hashem,
Bahashem
Yahushai,
Yahushai
Bahasham,
B'Shem
Kadash.
Kadash.
All right, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great most honorable well.
Double
I lead
honors.
the flock by example, and Shalom to the Lord's elect scattered around the globe, man. And I'm the brother Napash, and I'm joined by the brother Ratazar Muff, and we're from the
Shalom.
GMS UK camp. And yeah, today, man, we're gonna, Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Shmi Shai, go into a little bit into Esau's God complex, Isaiah 14, Ezekiel 28. We'll break a bit of them chapters down. And I typed a couple of things into Google, which the brother's got some tabs up here. And one of the things I typed in when I was researching, I typed in the Internet of Things. And one of the things that it brought up was the Internet of Human Things when I was going through my research. So, that's the title of the lesson. Now, obviously, there's a prophecy in Revelation, the 13th chapter, which we might as well get out, which links up to this. And it's a key prophecy going into what's actually going to happen very soon. Okay, what Esau's developing, what the plans are, all these different governments and all these ruling elite families. And then also to go into a little bit behind the psychology of what he's doing and the pride of these elites. Okay, because essentially they want to be like gods upon the earth, which they never got. They never got that blessing. They got the blessing to rule, but they never got that blessing to have that. The ones who are going to have that blessing are the Israelites. Okay, and if you even look at the name Israel in the Hebrew, what it means is Yasha Allah in the Hebrew. A Yah meaning he, Shah meaning prince, and Allah meaning power. So if you're a prince of God, okay, that means like you're a son of God. And going all the way back to Adam, through the line through Seth and so on and so forth. Okay, you had the Adamites. Okay, you had the sons of God. You had three classifications of human beings on the earth. You had of man on earth: the sons of God, the sons of the wicked, and the sons of men. Okay, and the modern way of the new name for the sons of God, which is essentially the same name, is Yasha Allah, the Israelites. Okay, through the man called Jacob. And there's always been this back and forth between Jacob and his brother, okay, so-called brother, okay, his wicked brother, which is Esau. And in these last days now, we're being ruled over by the Edomites, okay, their forefather being Esau. That's where they come from. Okay. So bit of a long intro, bro, but yeah,
Mhm.
let's get Revelation 13 and we'll read this after.
Yeah, this is Revelation 13 and 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Right. So this is talking about a mark, okay, that people are going to be physically taking, receiving, all right? And without that, no man is going to be able to buy or sell, meaning they're not going to be able to transact in this society. You're not going to be able to be part of society because in order to be part of society, you have to be able to transact. Okay. When you show ID to open a bank account, you're transacting.
Mhm.
Okay. Because that with that bank account now you can buy things. Okay. So it's all interlinked. Right. Now we can quickly just go into that word mark and we can break it down quickly just so because this is a major prophecy that we're going into. The word there is karagma in the Greek. All right. It says what a thing carved, right? So something that's actually it says graven, something that's actually cut into you, cut into your flesh. When you're cutting if you have marble or let's say you got stone, you got marble, right? Is it marble? The white one?
The marble, yeah.
Well anyway,
Quartz, marble.
yeah, basically when someone's working with stone, what do? They have a chisel and they cut into that. All right. When people used to make idols in the ancient world, okay, what would they do? They'd get different tools and different elements, and out of that they'd cut into it and make idols. Okay, and people would you'd have that you had that in the movie even with Wood. You had that movie in you had that in the movie Gladiator when you had Maximus. He was bowing down, and he was he's bound down by all these little idols. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
they show you that. All right, now if you're cutting into something, what is this going into? It's talking about something being cut into. All right, which is going to be the flesh. You can keep going into it, bro, into the root words,
Yeah.
right? So the next root word from Charagma is karux. It says a pale or stake or palisade, a palisade or a rampart. So when you had the ancient fenced cities, you had what, these massive poles that they used to cut sharp ends, pointy ends with, and dig it into the ground. Okay, so that sharpened pointy end is talking about what the device delivery system, something that's going to be stabbed into you and inject that mark of the beast. Okay, so that's the modern day pale or stake in this particular prophecy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Um, and then Grapho.
Right, and the grapho obviously goes into the information, the thing that's going to be stored on the actual device. They call it near field communication, NFC. They call it RFID, radio frequency identification chip. So you're going to have information on it. If it's going to be identification, if it's going to keep information about you that can be linked to the cloud or the data center or whatever, right? If you look at the outline where it says in number 2 and 2, it says what? To commit to writing things not to be forgotten, write down and
Mm.
record. So if you don't want to forget, so you write something down, you might throw away that paper, you might forget that thing. So what do? You write it down to remember it better, right? So you have recorded information. So when these things are recorded on the chip, that's where your information is going to be, and you're going to be linked to a bigger system. That's what Esau wants to do with it. Okay, so this is talking about the implantable microchip device. That's what the mark of the beast is. Okay, is there any more that you want to go into on that?
What am I say? Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. So we can go back to the Google. Yeah. So yeah, we typed in Internet of Human Things on Google, and so I don't know if you want me to read it, bro, or do you want to read it?
Yeah,
How
I
do you
can
want
read
to
a
do it?
few. I can
All
read a
right.
few.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So it says Internet of Human Things is often interchangeably referred to as the Internet of Bodies or the Internet of Humans, represents an evolution of the traditional Internet of Things.
So you
Instead
had
of
the
just
Internet of Things when you had what devices being connected to each other, right? Your phone being connected to your Bluetooth headset being connected to the computer being connected to the heat sensor in the Alexa or whatever. These things are all connected. Okay. But what's the missing link? The missing link is the human being, is the
Mhm.
man. So it says what represents an evolution of the traditional Internet of Things. So the next step, so they already, when they had the Internet of Things and they were writing all that and making all these devices, make, make no mistake, they always had you in mind as the next step of what they wanted to put.
Mhm.
They wanted to show
Yep,
people
the missing link.
the missing link. That's it. Go
Yeah,
ahead up.
because that's why I don't know what it is like in the States, but that's why here in the UK, one of the things you're seeing in a lot of these supermarkets is um like a club card pricing, we call it, where basically if you're, say you've got an account with Tesco, instead of this item being £5, it's 3.50, right? So then what that makes people do is it makes people just actually spend with the club card. Now what this then means is it's feeding information back to Tesco to be like, oh, this is what you're buying. Because before that, they didn't really know unless you did online shopping. Right,
Mhm.
but when you're in store, you using your club card, because no one just buys a club card items on their own. They're gonna do the big shop, and if they're club card items, they'll be like, "Oh, damn, I'm gonna pull out my club card to get the better pricing." Right? Because sometimes it'll be like half price for an item, right? You're like, "Yo, of course I'm gonna save £10."
Mhm.
Okay, but what that's doing is it's putting it's closing a loop, right? Now, what this MOTB is gonna do, right, is it's gonna close the loop infinitely,
Mm.
right? Because you can choose not to pay your card card. You could be like, you know what, charger, I'm going to pay more for my privacy's sake, right? But when you got the MOTB, right, that's when that infrastructure is in place, if you're gonna make any kind of payment, the government knows what you bought, right?
Yeah,
And that's why all of these systems are being put in place.
that's right. I just sent you a message, bro, on your phone. If you just check it when you get a chance, yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a question, isn't it?
yeah.
You want me to read it in the meantime, or you're gonna read it?
Uh, yeah, it's on all.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead. I was just checking.
Yeah. So it says,
I think it was
where
like
am I? Yeah,
instead of
instead,
just
yeah,
yeah.
the order. Instead of just connecting inanimate objects, the Internet of Human Things connects devices directly to the human body to monitor, collect, and patiently enhance or alter physical functions.
Oh, damn. So to monitor, collect data, which why do you think they got these data centers?
Mhm.
Okay, and potentially enhance or alter physical functions. So that denotes a certain level of control over the human body. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. I've got a preset if I can before we jump onto that. So Revelation 16 and 14, for the spirit of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the world, just to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Most High Almighty. I wanted to get this out because what we just read here, where it says to potentially enhance or alter physical functions, they keep using that MOTB for the different forms of it, just like for the sake of quote unquote healing, right? You got a man, paraplegia, but now he can play ping pong with his brain. Well done, Esau. The Edomite miracles, right? These times about Yahweh Shah, when he said jump, the man jumped, man. That was it. It was
Strengthen
done.
his legs, man. It was cool.
you know,
He was there, giving witness and everything. He's probably all animated because he's
exactly.
excited they got healed. He's probably like, "Oh, that's the guy that healed me."
Yeah,
you know,
that's it. No, no, what's this word? No, no physiotherapy. You get guys, they've been, maybe in a coma for a while, they got to relearn how to walk, and you see they've got that funny walk, right? One step at a time and stuff like that. No, none of that. The Lord just programmed in the ability to walk, man. No muscle atrophy, nothing.
Esau don't have that capability. You know, they had what was that guy, man? Stephen Hawking.
Mm,
Supposedly, this devil was which we read it. If you read the files, man, that guy, right?
yeah.
But supposedly he was one of the smartest people on earth, which is bullshit, right? But if he was so smart, why didn't he fix himself, man?
Hmm.
Why didn't he come up with a tech to heal these problems? He couldn't.
That's it.
Like you said, the guy's playing pong with his brain, but he's still in that wheelchair. Yeah, go ahead up.
That's it. Right. So it says, it represents a shift from simply using technology to becoming the technology, effectively bridging the gap between biological and digital systems.
Now
This
this
is
bit's
gen
interesting, right? Because it's going to go into the way to look into it is different generations. So, um, 3 levels of based on
three,
integration, right?
yeah, so 3 generations of Internet of Body technology, right, is categorized into 3 levels based on integration. First gen external devices, wearables, devices that track data using external sensors such as smartwatches, for example, Apple Watch, and smart rings that monitor health metrics.
Which is not is not the mark of the beast, but these are
Mm,
things that leading up to it. That's why
yeah,
we're reading it. It's the first generation of what, but it's not the final product. It's not the thing that John saw people getting chipped with.
exactly. Because
Okay.
as bro was going into, although it's not like what then happens is you have a whole load of there's an ecosystem of software and other things that get built around it, right? You think about your Strava, so if you have Strava for if you're into running and things like that, or different exercise health apps, right? Because of wearables, there's a whole ecosystem of them already there. Which, let's be real, what they're doing is that it's building a database of everything. But then when it becomes implantable, guess what? There's a whole ecosystem of things already there that your implant works immediately with. You know.
That's right. Go ahead up.
Second gen internal devices, ingestibles, implants, devices inside the body, such as pacemakers with digital connectivity, smart prosthetics, or digital pills that transmit data from within.
Keep
And
going.
then third gen is merged embedded systems, technologies that blend directly with the body and maintain a real time connection to external machines, such as brain computer interfaces, BCIs, developed by firms like Neuralink. And as has
That's
always
right.
been said,
Go
is
ahead
more
up.
than one company.
Exactly. Okay. And when they bring that thing forth, the scriptures tell you that in the hand or in the forehead. So it's in the brain as well. Okay. So this device, okay, you went into the third gen, all right, is talking about what is going into the chip. Okay.
Hmm.
They're gonna bring out this chip where everyone is gonna be basically taking this chip.
That's it.
Um yeah,
Just
let's
so you
read
see,
them 3 bits, yeah.
yeah, but it's like I was going to say the joke. Say the first one, rather one that they don't mention here, is enslavement.
Right.
It says healthcare transformations and real-time remote patient monitoring allows doctors to manage conditions like diabetes or heart disease without the patient being in a hospital. So devices can human augmentation devices can boost physical capabilities such as advanced prosthetics that give users greater mobility, or neurotech that could improve cognitive function. This is lifestyle and productivity. Wearables track and improve daily performance, such as fitness levels, sleep, and even productivity using behavioral analytics.
So if you can quickly just jump, yeah, from there to the tab that says implantable chip. Right, and then we'll just read this and then we're gonna go into the scriptures, Bob Shaw.
Before that, can I just get you something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead up.
This is
I'm gonna get 2 precepts as well after your precept, bro.
okay, kind. This is Psalm 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Yeah, beautiful.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. I wanted to get that one because when we're reading all of those, benefits and applications, right? Although I said it jokingly, the main thing he wants to use it for is enslavement.
Right. Well, that's what the because it's a digital all. That's what the
Hmm.
all in the scriptures when you read about it
That's
is when
it.
a slave was like, I want you to be my that's it, perpetual master. I want to be a perpetual slave to you. And then what did they do? They used to put the all through his ear. This is the digital all, man. To call Esau your master forever.
Hmm.
Which that's going to be short lived because you take that chip, all right. You thinking everything's fine. You with Esau, you've sided with the devil now. You made that contract, okay. The next thing you're going to be seeing, man, is missiles and angels coming out them chariots.
That's it.
You know, I had a precept. This is Proverbs 15:3. I was waiting for you to get it on the screen. Yeah. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. And the Lord has his angels constantly tracking things. The Lord's aware of all these things. Esau wants it where he's doing that. Okay,
Mm.
that's his God complex. Okay, the way that he thinks he's going to be able to do that is through his technology. If you chip the people, he's going to be able to monitor things all the time, where you're at, what you're doing. He already
Mhm.
uses external things for that, facial recognition, this and that. But once he's got it inside you, man, there's no escape.
Yeah, no escape. That's it. Can I get something to precept on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sirach 23:19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun,
Mm,
beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. Right, so this is about what you're saying. The Lord has, his angels. You can see Lord in quotes can see everything, right? If you want to get technical, it's the one that made you do those things. So Lord knows everything, can see everything,
right.
right? And that's what Esau wants to do with these devices, right? He wants to know everything. He wants to, the AI, the cameras, when you look into just how much is spying on you, it's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Things that you wouldn't think are spying on you are spying on you. Your fiber optic is spying on
We're always being
you.
watched.
Always being watched.
We're being watched right now.
Hmm.
Not just by what we're streaming, but even through our cameras, through our devices.
Yeah.
You're being listened to, you know?
Yeah. I mean, your Wi-Fi. They say your Wi-Fi can map your house, right?
Yeah.
Where you are in your house. Your fiber optic cable, like if you've got fiber to the house, right? They can actually listen to the vibrations in your fiber optic cable to know exactly what you're saying.
Hmm. Oh, I wouldn't put it past the Esau, man. There you go.
You
You know,
know.
I have a precept.
Yeah.
Luke 12:7.
Okay.
But even Luke 12:7. But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. So even your hairs, the Lord is constantly in track of that. Your hair might fall out, another one's growing. The Lord's constantly, He knows the data on that essentially. Okay. Esau wants complete control over your data. Okay, how many times you breathe out? How many steps did you take? How many times did your brain twitch or whatever? He wants to know all of that.
Mm,
Okay, and he wants complete control. And the reason for that is he's got that he's got God complex. He's dying for that birthright, man. He wants see, Apostle Har said it, that in the kingdom, the Lord's gonna transform us, right? And he's gonna make us into basically mini most highs, mini
mm,
versions of himself. So Esau knows that. Esau wants that. And he ain't ever gonna get it. And in fact, it's gonna be funny because when we read Isaiah 14, something else is gonna happen to him. You know.
mm.
But I was thinking we'll just read, unless you had any precepts up. I was gonna say, well, let's read that bit and then go into Isaiah 14.
Can.
Did you?
I was just, yeah, no, I was just verifying what I had just said, and I noticed the time 10:44.
Oh,
You
spirit.
know,
Yeah.
security researchers turn fiber optic broadband lines into spire microphones. You know,
Yeah. That's right.
this is Isaiah 14, right? So it says from the top.
Yeah, we might as well. And then we'll get into it. I think the point's really in what verse is it? It's like further down.
Okay.
But we'll read into it. Go ahead.
So Isaiah 14 from the top. For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
And that's talking about Israelites, you know. Like for example, we at one point we were strange to this truth, but then we found our teachers and we clung to this truth. We clung to our teachers. Okay, so that's not talking about heathens. It's talking about Israelites at that
That's
particular
right.
verse. In fact, can you get Jeremiah 46:27, Bob Kishar?
46:27.
46:27, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get another preset while you get that one.
Yeah. So it says, Jeremiah 46:27, but fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, and
Jacob,
be not.
so we're talking about Israel here, right? Go
Mm,
ahead.
yeah. It says, and be not dismayed, O Israel, for behold, I'll save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and be in rest and at ease, and none shall make him afraid.
So if you go back to Isaiah 14:1, it was Jacob that is going to be saved from afar off and put back into the land of their captivity, right?
Mm,
So the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. That's the only people it's for. All right. Now I had another precept. This is Acts 17:34. It says, howbeit certain men clave unto him. This is talking about Paul, or even 33. So Paul departed from among them, Paul the apostle, right? Who was a Benjamite. Okay. He was an Israelite. Howbeit certain men clave unto him and believed, among the which was Dionysius the Areopagi and a woman named Damaris and the others with them. So these were Israelites, Israelite foreigners, right? And the point is that they clung onto their teacher, Paul. Okay, and it's not indifferent today. We're all essentially, Gentile state of mind. We're all in that state, and now we've come back to being who we are. We're Israelites. Hey, we can keep going up in Isaiah 14.
yep. So it
That
says,
scripture, people that don't know, they always get that kind of confused. So we gotta, quickly break it down.
mm,
Yeah, go ahead. Now the
yep.
next verse is going to go into when it's talking about heathens.
So So it says, for the Lord, Isaiah 14:1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them, right, and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for
Yeah.
servants and handmaids,
Yep.
and they shall
Heathen.
take them. Yep.
They're the heathen. They're gonna be our servants, man. It says, and they shall take them captives. Go ahead. Huh?
Yep. So then they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their
So
oppressors.
right now we have our oppressors, we have our captives. We're captives under our captors, and it's going to be flipped on them where they're going to be under us, okay, serving us. And the thing is, people they believe in democracy, they believe in voting, they think it's going to make a change. They talk about equality. Look, the elites, they've designed a system for you to think you have some kind of choice, but the elites have slaves. We're all slaves to the
Mm,
elites, and they know that, and that's how it's always been. That's the system. That's the way it works. Ancient kings, ancient civilizations, it's all built up of and worked off of slavery. Okay. Well, you know what? Ain't gonna be no different with our kingdom. We're gonna be getting the heathen to build it up in slavery. You know.
hmm
You go ahead. Up.
Yep. So it says, and the people, I also read that verse 3, it says, and it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the hard bondage which you served. Okay, it's gonna come that we're gonna be able to rest from that and from the fear of that. Today we're in debt slavery. We're not gonna have to worry about it anymore in the kingdom. We're gonna be at rest. Go
Yeah.
ahead. And what was the
Yeah.
main place of our slavery? America, which is going
Yeah.
to go into in the next verse.
Yeah. And I even say, it's like when you talk about rest, that's what we're hoping for. That's the main thing that we're aiming for, because it's just like it's saying our rest. We read that Mark 2:10, right? Rise ye depart, for this is not your rest, man. We're looking for that rest, man.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? The scripture says where rest is allowed, right?
Well,
Where rest is.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was saying because it's like rest is allowed. It's like, yeah, because here it's almost as if it's not allowed, bro.
And you know what? It's funny. Yeah, like when when you want to rest, you want to be kind of comfortable. Like
Mm,
you might sleep on a bed or whatever, right? And it's funny because the scriptures, the Yahweh Shai is referred to as the comforter, comforts us with these words, right? And I was just thinking that he's actually the one that's going to give us this rest.
mm,
It's beautiful. I was just thinking about that when you said that.
yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead out when you're ready.
Yeah, so it says, verse 4, Isaiah 14:4, that thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they talk about America like the streets are paved with gold. Which in our kingdom we're actually going to have streets paved with gold. Actually,
Mm,
I'm going to have golden streets. But that America, Babylon is talking about America. And it's going to cease. It's going to cease from being because it's going to be completely destroyed by thermonuclear fire and the lasers from the chariots, the so-called UFOs.
yep.
And before that happens, by the way, the mark of the beast prophecy, which we're going into, that has to come to pass. That's the final nail in the coffin, if you will.
hmm
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Verse 5, it says, Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers.
Yep.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth.
No one's going to be able to stop this destruction that Esau is going to go through. No
Oh,
one's going to be able to stop him going into slavery. No one's going to be able to stop that. I don't know if you wanted to say something on that, bro.
yeah, I mean, do you know what it is? Like, I'm reading it, bro. It's like with the continuous stroke, and that's why these Edomites now they're chimping out. Esau's been doing such a madness. Now even Edomites are chimping out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to the point where it's like you look at the amount of taxes we pay in the UK, right? And then that's only going to be going up because of something called fiscal drag, right? Yet you see them just do straight up corruption. And then the nerve of these Edomites is to then point at countries, oh yeah, Nigeria's corrupt. Bro, you know you know what I was looking up recently, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how they've been trying to build this third runway since 2003 at Heathrow.
Right.
Do you know how much they've spent to not build anything?
How much?
£800 million.
That goes in someone's pocket. That's corruption 101, man. Especially the construction business is brilliant for that.
Yeah,
because I know, because I'm Trump.
you know people, yeah,
Trump, obviously,
yeah,
and I always watch him
yeah,
in Turkey and stuff.
yeah.
They always do the same thing. We're going to build this bridge, and this bridge is going to help people. Okay, we're going to build this bridge in 5 years. Okay, it takes 15 years, right,
Yeah.
to build the bridge, and all that extra funding, all the things they didn't calculate, that goes in someone's pocket.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking off a bit off the top, the cream off the top. It's big business. Fraud.
That's it.
Fraud is big business. Go ahead, up.
Yeah. I just in spirit. I just came saw something was said. Tax in the UK is the highest it's been since 1945.
Right.
And that's it. It's like it's just because he gets you from different places. Like, let's be real. Like, if say your tax bill was halved, bro, that you'd be just that alone. You'd be like, yo, okay, you feel a lot less tense. It's a lot less tight. But that's Esau, man. Right? It's just every little thing. Right? What is it? If I can get a quick preset.
What's funny is what you just said, right? You said that tax has been the highest in the UK since 1945. 1945 was the last year of World War II.
Yeah.
So after that came into peacetime. So we're in wartime.
That's it. That's it. So it says, so I had a quick preset. It says Habakkuk 2 and 5, right? It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, which is his philosophy. It says, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and desires death, and cannot be satisfied. There's no satisfying this man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He'll take and take and take till what was that? What was it? Planet of the Apes, man. What was that saying?
He will
from the scrolls.
Oh yeah. How's it going, man? Something like he will destroy you, your world, and his own world, or something. How does it? I'll try and get the quote. I'll try and get you the quote. Planet of Apes. Planet of the Apes. Scroll.
Yeah, I've got. Beware of the Beast, man.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, but when you read it, like all of it, like it goes in.
Yeah.
You know
who he's talking about.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Right? It says the full quote: "Beware of the Beast, man, for he is the devil's pawn. Alone among the Most High's primates." Right? And when you read the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, what does it say? It says the only neighbor, Esau, the only neighbor of the Israelites that basically has no salvation promised to him. Right? It says he kills for sport or lust or greed. Yea, he will murder his brother to possess his brother's land. Let him not breed in great numbers. But he will make a desert of his home and yours. Shun him. Drive him back into his jungle or cave lair, for he is the harbinger of death.
You said shun him, right? Wait, I got a preset for you quickly. Wait. Read that bit again about the shun him.
Yeah, so it said, shun him, drive him back into his jungle lair, for he is the harbinger of death.
Right, this is Job chapter 30, verse 5.
I do it.
They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief.
Yeah.
To dwell in the cliffs, the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Come on, man. Come on, man. This guy making it seem like that was everybody, we went through the Neanderthal stage. No, man. That was you getting driven forth from among men, man. The Caucasus, the Caucasians, the Caucasus people.
That's it.
You weren't, we didn't want you around, man, because you're the devil. It's only through time, through prophecy, that you slowly started coming up into society. And what did you do? First thing you did, as soon as you got that power, as soon as you got, you got up into certain places in society, what did you do? You took us down. But that's all part of prophecy, obviously. That's in Revelation. We had a medieval dark ages period, and they came up through the Renaissance.
That's it.
Yeah, go ahead up.
Yeah. So this is back in Isaiah 14:7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
You know what? I've got to say something on this side. The whole earth is at rest, right?
Mm.
You got these data centers, you got these factories, everything that this guy's building. Every time he builds something, it takes away a natural resource, essentially,
Yeah.
right? And I was talking to someone the other day, and they were telling me when they were a kid, right? They went to this. They were going to Turkey, right? And in Turkey, there was a specific place where there was what do you call it, man? Like a pipe, if you will, right? Like a pump type pipe thing, right? And it was just coming out with cold, pure, clean water, just constantly, 24/7. And it was basically water from the mountain.
Mm.
That don't flow like that anymore. You know why?
Mm.
Because someone said, hey, the government was like, we're going to make money off of this. And now there's a drink. You probably know the drink. It's called Eric Clear. I don't know if you've ever seen it in the show.
Yeah.
Right? That's from the Uladar Mountains. Okay? Now there's a drink from there. And there's all these different drink companies. They made a factory there. And that's all dried up. You can't have that water now. You got to buy it. The earth's going to be at rest. You ain't going to have the deforestation. You ain't going to have, all the problems that are happening in the earth, man. Okay?
No,
things are going to be in balance. Things are going to be basically of life, because we're going to deal with the earth accordingly, manage it properly. You are going to have access to clean water. Believe it. And the basics, right? You are going to have access to clean, fresh food. You are going to have access to clean air. I know it sounds crazy to say that, like, wow, so what? But we don't have that. We don't have that right now. You have plastic in your water. You got defiled food. You got smog and fog and all kinds of bacteria and all different things in the air. It's through.
Mm.
So he's going to say something, bro. Salakia.
No, that's so good. That's so good. I forgot about it. The whole earth is at rest. that's the key thing, man. And I don't know, when you've been out and around, the thing is, like, when you're in these other realms, you can tell Esau thinks that these other realms can't exist without him, but they exist very well without him.
Right.
In fact, they're trying to resist him coming and bringing in his ways. Right? He likes to think, if you end up on the racist side of Twitter, which, to be fair, it's not that hard to do. These Edomites, they're starting to show their true colors now.
Mm-hmm.
But like, when you see some of the stuff that these Edomites be saying, they genuinely believe that without them, that there will be no civilization, that everything will be chaotic and be horrible. But it's the complete opposite. Because of you, everything is chaotic and horrible.
But that's the beautiful thing, because we have the truth, right? Because what does Esau push in his society? Civilization started with what? The Greeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he will say. But when you read the scriptures about the Greeks, when Alexander took over, what did it say in the Maccabees? Evils are multiplied in the earth.
That's it.
So he's calling it now today that we're the most civilized. No, this is the most degenerate time on the earth. And it's going to go into a time like never before. The destruction that's coming, Daniel 12:1, a time like never before. It needs that judgment, man. It's at an all-time low right now. Living is at an all-time low. You read Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter earlier. That's death. Everything is death that this man pushes.
Yeah. Everyone's existing, man. That's why everyone is expatriating into other parts of the world. And in that process, they're destroying those other parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you like, let's be real. Like, why do you have to passport, bro, if you will? Right? The very fact that you can't deal with women of your own nation is a problem. So the fact that you've got to leave where you're from, go to a third world country that now knows why you're there, right? So then they're immediately like, yo, okay, hey, if you see these, Westerners, you might be able to maybe get a little ransom from them or rob them or do this. You now got to risk all of that just because you can't get things back home. That's a mess.
Hmm.
And then for the people out there, for the men out in those countries, you can't compete. Because let's be real, if you're going there with Western currency, you're a multi-millionaire in those lands, effectively. Certain of these places, what 300 dollars, if that, a month is average wage. If you're coming in there with with good wage, you now those men are going to struggle getting their own women. So it's just compounding and pushing issues, raising rent prices, raising land prices. So now the locals can no longer live in their own country because you can't live in your country. So it's a mess, right? That's what he has built in this world. Certain places that people, these Westerners love going to, like I think Bali in Indonesia, right? Ruined for the locals. Locals, Thailand, getting too expensive for the locals. This is the world Esau has created because everyone is trying to escape him.
There's a scripture that says, "If fill the face of the world with cities."
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
border of wickedness, man. Wherever this man is, you're gonna have wickedness there. You know what I mean?
that's it.
That's the wicked. Everything that he's
That's it.
gonna touch is gonna turn into.
Yeah, yeah.
Is gonna just turn into sludge, man.
That's it. That's it.
You know,
That's it.
when you,
No,
hey, it's funny because when we have our blessing, when we're in the kingdom, everything we're gonna touch is turning to gold.
exactly.
Everything we're gonna touch is gonna be blessed. Trust that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
You know.
mean, man, yeah, last one on this, bro. But it's just like I think about it sometimes, but how much Esau has ruined this world, man, in the sense that, bro, you got certain places in the world that, like, the only way that a lot of families can get their whole family out of, abject poverty is to basically become a nation of basically sex slaves, man. You're hearing how people, like, the very fact that people know, oh, yeah, if I go to this part of the world, I can just get any woman that I want, just pay for it. And the thing is, it's not like when we will be doing it, where, like, obviously when we go to these different heathens, they'll give us their daughters, but they're giving us their daughters for us to be, for them to be ours, right? Whereas Esau's created realms where if you go there, it's just known to freak off. That ain't right.
Hmm.
To the point where you get certain places where even the boys are up for sale.
And a lot of these places, yeah, that Jake go into and all that, Esau was already doing that.
Doing it, yeah.
Esau was really the one that was doing that already.
He's pioneered it, yeah. But
You
he
know.
was quiet with it. Because once again, now these nations, like Jake was too loud with it. Now all of these nations are like, right, is that why you're coming here?
Hmm.
You know?
I had a precept since you was going into this. The
Can.
Spirit's got us going into it a little bit. This is Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
That's right.
So the Lord's actually going to have it where ultimately, after serving slavery, these Edomites are going to be done away with. Okay? Destroy them which destroy the earth. So they're the ones that are actually destroying the earth. Now, the earth abideth forever, but this man's doing everything he can to mismanage the earth. You know? When you had COVID, the animals were coming out, forests were growing, the smog was clearing over cities. Remember that?
Yeah.
So just that's just a little bit of a little bit of less activity on the earth, and that's what was happening. So imagine what's gonna happen when we got this guy out of power, man, when the Lord's got him out of power, But yeah, but we should probably keep reading in the interest of time, innit?
Can. This is
Because the Spirit, we ain't even got to the point, but we're just we're just going into it, man, as
just
routine, That's it.
That's it. So it says the whole earth is at rest, and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no feller is come up.
Even the
against
trees,
us.
the trees are going to be rejoicing. Trees are living beings. You know, they're going to be, you know what I mean? They ain't going to be getting destroyed, man, left, right, and center.
Mm,
Okay. You look at a lot of places. Every time you go to a place, right? Even in England, right? You always hear about it. This place was all forest. This place was all forest. What's
hmm
it now? Barren. You know, there's a certain way that you coexist with your habitation, man.
That's it. Oh, that made me think of this preset. What was it?
Habitation.
No, the yeah, I know the tender mercies. This is real quick. This is Proverbs uh 12:10. It says a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Because you're talking about, being around your habitations and stuff like that. But part of that, the animals in your habitation. And like, let's be real, part of the suffering is the animals as well. The animals are suffering,
Right.
right? So it says, Isaiah 14:9, it says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. And
Yeah, that means the destruction's coming to meet Esau, man. All right, these other nations are going to have their hand in doing that as well. By what doing what? Nuking the shit out of America. You know. Go ahead, up.
yeah, so it says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet that the coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from the thrones of all the kings of the nations. And they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
Hmm.
Says thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, and the worm is spread under thee, right? And the worms cover thee.
Yeah, going into the failing infrastructure of America. You know. Go ahead, up.
It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of
Now
the
we're getting to
morning?
the nearer the point now. Yeah, go ahead.
How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
So Lucifer, what people read that might get, they don't understand it. They think he's talking about the spiritual demon Satan. That's not what he's talking about. Lucifer just means light bearer. Okay.
hmm
The elites of Esau, what did it? Then they call themselves the illuminated ones, Illuminati.
hmm
They have this knowledge. Okay, the scripture said they're wiser than Daniel. No secret that can be hid from thee. So they're going to be taken down. How art thou fallen from heaven from their position of power? They're going to be brought down, man. Okay, go ahead up.
Yeah. For it says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Yeah,
I'll,
and he's done that. He says his space programs, and ultimately, what's he doing? He's basically, subjugated Jake. He's got us down on the bottom, and he's on the top.
I'll,
Essentially, he's got his boot on our neck, if you will. But that's going to flip. That's going to turn the other way around.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we can't wait. It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I'll be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Literally, he's going
They,
to be brought down to a pit. Go ahead.
mhm. So it says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
Oh, sorry. Can you read back? Go back to verse 14.
Verse 14 says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, man. We're just going through it, but
Mm,
there's the point. Okay, that he's going to be like. He's saying that he wants going to be like the Most High. Okay, that's his God complex. All right, he's building on his data centers, all these different things that he's doing. He wants complete control. All right. Now, can we quickly just go to the two tabs, just quickly to the two tabs that I had data center first, just to see what that is.
mhm.
Just to read the first bit, bro. You don't have to go into all of it.
Yeah, it says a data center is a physical facility designed to house computer systems and associated components such as servers, storage for devices, networking equipment, and telecoms infrastructure. These facilities serve as the central hub for collecting, processing, storing, and distributing data, powering critical digital services including cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and the global financial system.
It's funny because you've got the global financial system in there as well. It's
Hmm.
all linked.
Yep.
Now, one of the things that they're constantly talking about is AI and cybersecurity. Okay, because they can actually stage an attack.
Hmm.
They got these data sets. They can stage an attack where all the systems go down. Okay, all the systems are going down. Okay, now people are struggling. Okay, well, what we're gonna do? We're gonna build these systems back up. We're gonna put these systems back up, and you know what? We're gonna chip the people.
Mm.
Okay, we've got this security feature in place. We've got that. No one's gonna be able to infiltrate that. You're gonna be secure. Okay, they're gonna try and do all these different devices that Satan's got prepared for us. Okay, but the elect aren't gonna be deceived. Only the people in the world are gonna be
Mm.
deceived. Okay, these
Yeah.
are things that they might be doing, man. Okay, we know that the thing about doing blackouts, they've already done a couple. You know, we know
Oh
that
yeah, because there was that big one in Spain like
yeah,
2 years ago, wasn't it? A year or so
yeah,
ago. 2 years?
even I think even sooner than that. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. And then if you just go to that tab on the Minority Report,
Yeah, Minority Report predicted the concept of predictive policing in Minority Report is realized through the pre-crime division, which uses three genetically modified humans called precogs to foresee violent crimes up to 2 weeks in advance.
can you just jump down to where it says in reality? So that was obviously a
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. It says in reality, modern predictive policing algorithms mimic this function by um, but mimic this function by analyzing historical crime data to forecast where and when crimes are likely to occur. So one of the things that they do um, is like social media platforms know when unrest is about to happen.
Hmm.
They can see it in the sentiment and stuff like that. So, once again, this is why they made it so that everyone is on social media because, people are always posting and stuff like that,
It's an
which
intelligence
allows.
tool.
So it's an intelligence tool, yeah. It's one of the reasons why in this bill I've always said it's interesting that each government, rather each axis, if you will, has their own main social media platform. So if you're in Russia, you've got VK, and I forget their messaging version. Obviously, in the West, we've got Meta, etc. And then Tencent, so WeChat, etc. in China, right? And it's like the three major axes have their own social media platform because it is an intelligence gathering apparatus. You know,
With you as the data.
yeah, exactly. That you're freely given.
Right, right. And that's part of the wearables, the first gen,
Yeah.
you know? Um, but yeah, bro, from there, can you jump to that implantable chip and data one? I don't know if we read all of that.
Uh,
I think we were reading it and we stopped or something.
yeah, I think we stopped. It says, so it's back in, yeah, it says these subdermal chips,
Which means under the skin. Go ahead.
mhm, typically implanted between the thumb and index finger, you use near field communications, um, use near field communication or radio frequency identification to store and transmit data such as digital ID, health records, and payment credentials.
Oh, that covers everything. Health,
Mhm.
who you are, your identity, and whether you can buy or sell. That's all intertwined. Right? Now the next bit is crazy what it says. Go ahead.
Yep, it says this ecosystem enables
No, no,
seamless
you gotta read it from the integration.
It's like, yeah. Oh, sorry. I completely jumped the whole paragraph there. Sorry. So the integration of these implants with data centers and cloud infrastructure allows for continuous monitoring, analysis, and potential modification of human behavior and health metrics.
Come on, man. Modification of human behavior,
Hmm.
continuous monitoring, analysis. So they want to have complete control. They want to have you as a zombie that they just control with this chip, man. Okay. Keep reading, bro.
I need to get some information for you. Um,
Can I read
so
this while
this,
you're reading it? Oh, you got it already. Okay, cool.
yeah. So this is Neuralink. So Neuralink aims to treat severe treatment-resistant depression and mood disorders by using brain-computer interfaces to read neural signals and deliver targeted electrical stimulation to rebalance brain activity. You see there, that's from Time Magazine, YouTube, Sky News, and the Sun Health Center. just proving, what we're reading here.
It's all that, and the thing is, Esau does that. He's got all the information out there, but people are still oblivious to it, man. Yeah. Keep reading out.
Oh, okay, I thought you said you had something whilst I was getting it.
No, just this bit,
Okay,
this
okay.
ecosystem. Yeah.
Yeah, so it says this ecosystem enables seamless interaction with digital readers, for example, unlocking doors, making payments, but raises significant concerns regarding cybersecurity vulnerabilities, privacy risks, and the potential for unauthorized surveillance or data breaches.
Okay, so from there, let's just go to Ezekiel 28 and just read the verses that from the top, I think, from the second verse or something, just the main verse, and then we'll close out after that.
Okay, this is Ezekiel 28 from the top. Says the word of the Lord Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am of power, for I sit in the seat of the Most High. So in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God.
Right, modern day Prince of Tyrus is who? The Edomites, the elite. Keep going, bro.
Yeah. So it says, Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
So this man's got a God complex, and what Daniel was a very wise prophet, right? So it said, thou art wiser than Daniel. So they've got the Lucifer, we read it earlier. They've got all this information. All right. But the funny thing is, we got the ultimate light through Yahweh Shai, because the same thing is the elites actually watch us. They from the apostles on down, they watch the prophets to get info. Okay. Keep reading, bro.
Yep. It says, With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
That's the elites. Go ahead. And
By
they know
thy
who they are. That's very powerful. They know who they are. They're the elites. The average Edomite don't know he's an Edomite. We tell them that they're Edomites, but these Edomite rulers, the elites, they know that they're Esau.
Oh, sure.
You know how much power there is just knowing who you are, just knowing that we're Israelites, knowing who our power is, that we have Yahweh Shai is our power, Yahweh Shai is our savior, the scriptures is our book. We have an identity, we have laws, all this, not just knowing that alone, prophecy, that's immense power. Go ahead, Art.
Yep. It says, By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
That's their business. Go, keep going.
It says, Therefore thus saith the Lord power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God.
Which is the pride. His pride is he thinks he's on the level of the Most High. We read it in Isaiah 14. Keep going.
Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and shall defile thy brightness.
Yep, that's that destruction that's coming to Esau, America. Go ahead.
It says, They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Will thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am a God? It says, Behold, it says, but thou shalt be a man, and no God, in the hand of him that slayeth thee.
And exactly, and we can close out on that, because with all the technology and everything this man's pushing, he is still not the Most High, and never will be. And he'll never be on the level of what we're going to be in the kingdom, man. He'll never be, well, even now, he ain't on the level of Israelite. Yeah, they're in the power. But hey, even in their kingdom, we're the best at everything, man. We're still shining. Even though you put us down, we're still shining, man. Okay? So you're going to be shown to be that man that you are. When Yahweh Shai returns and you send all the army, they're going to be the armies that they're going to be sending, right? All the different technologies they're going to try and come at him with. And what's the Lord going to do? Destroy them all, quick.
That's it.
She said, "What I beheld Satan fall as lightning." It's going to be a quick takeover. I don't know if you had any closing scriptures or things you wanted to say, bro.
Oh, bro, Ezekiel 28:9 is like one of my favorites, isn't it? So
yeah, same here. Yeah. I love that scripture.
Okay.
Yeah. So, hey, man, just although when it was edifying, this is the next thing that's happening, man. This is the big prophecy we're waiting for, So, the apostles were going into the data centers at the camp this week, and prompted me to go into look into things a little bit on that side a bit more. And hey, the Internet of Human Things, man. That's what's next. So, Lord, this has been an edifying lesson in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. Again, we want to say all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh.